This has to be the craziest video I've made in a really long time. $3,200 into box.gg, plus plenty more surprises coming up later in the video, so make sure you stick around. Before we get into this insanity, I want you to know also we have a Charizard slab giveaway coming up on the channel. And I have a big announcement later coming up related to that, so if you're into Pokemon cards or you use box.gg, you don't want to miss this one. I've got a little bit of something for everyone in this video too. I haven't done a mail day video in a really long time, so I'm going to put my latest mail day slab haul up in the background here. Now a bunch of these first edition slabs are duplicates, and you may see some of these in a future giveaway if the Charizard giveaway goes well. But not all of these cards are duplicates. I actually have 2 grails that I've been chasing for over a year that I'm going to show you later on. Now if you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably know that I'm all about collecting vintage cards in addition to testing out box.gg. A lot of that stems from the market frustration I've got right now. Like, everything modern is so overpriced, and where I live it's pretty much impossible for me to even find a single pack of cards. I think I've been able to buy like 5 packs in the last year of Prismatic Evolutions. And to put things in perspective, I live in a pretty rural area if you can't tell from the country accent. I live in the South, like small Walmart, small Target, 30 minutes away, so it's absolutely nuts that even here cards are getting scalped, they're getting picked up right off the shelf and put right on Facebook Marketplace for resale. I hate this. So if you live in a bigger city, a metro area, I feel sorry for you because there have to be even more scalpers. I mean, I was in Walmart like literally yesterday and just cruised past the card section in Walmart, and guess what? There was a scalper standing there scanning the shelves. And this is what has really made me pivot into vintage. You can actually get vintage cards right now because guess what? People aren't really focusing on them. Like that Kabutops that just came up on the screen. That card has not really appeared in first edition on Marketplace in a really long time. I don't understand why, because it's not like a super expensive card or anything, but I was able to snag one fairly recently. I think vintage is available mainly because people aren't really paying attention to it. It's not being hyped, it's not being pushed by the YouTubers right now, at least the ones that I watch. So you can actually find some good deals on vintage cards out there. And that's where today's sponsor comes in, box.gg. What I'm actually opening up in the background here is online digital mystery boxes of Pokemon cards. Now, the one you see right now is one that I actually made that's full of first edition slabs, but for the most part, if you look at the pre-made boxes, they're things like Prismatic Evolutions, Evolving Skies, sets that people are interested in. So it is a pretty good way to actually get cards without having to pay scalper prices for them. The price of a box is actually set by what the market price for specific cards are, so you're not paying 14 bucks for a pack, you're paying, whatever for the box. And that price is based off of the contents of the box. They also show you the pull rates up front, and the pull rates do affect the price of the box. It's definitely one of the things I like about Boxed a lot. They're upfront with their pull rates, they're upfront with their prices, and you can actually get cards. So I'll say it's not for everybody. If you have a gambling problem, I would stay away from it. But if you can use it responsibly, it's a great tool to get cards, and I've used it to build a pretty awesome first edition collection. As I've said before in other videos, there's a smart way to use Boxed and there's a dumb way to use Boxed. So I recommend people set up a budget, set how much you want to spend on here versus, what you're going to spend on packs elsewhere, what you're going to spend on singles, and just be comfortable with the level of risk of the boxes that you're opening. And the biggest thing is do not sell the pulls that you get. Most of the time you're just going to lose money if you do that. So we're getting into the spicy part of the mail day over here on the right side. I love this Dark Espeon card. You can see I also got the regular Espeon, the non-dark version. I believe the non-dark version was the first printing of Espeon ever, and I remember when the set came out actually. That set came out when I was a kid. We also have an e-reader Espeon here, so I got 3 Espeons in this mail day. Pretty happy with that. One of my favorite Pokemon besides Umbreon, the original Evolutions and the second gen Evolutions just kind of hit different. Now this one here, the Dark Tyranitar, is a pretty darn cool card. So this, kind of like the Dark Espeon, as a kid I didn't even know this card existed. All these cards you see actually came from the Box Marketplace, where I've saved up pulls from opening digital mystery boxes, and I traded them in to get these slabs. So next up is one of my absolute favorite cards of all time, and a grail. I really wanted one of these in a PSA 9. I actually tried regrading a Charizard that I had of first edition and I just couldn't get it, so finally got it. You know, the Pokemon Company's been kind of on a roll recently with really good sets coming out, but Destined Rivals was kind of a letdown for me because they didn't bring back Dark Pokemon. I mean, come on man, this is classic stuff here. People would go nuts for Dark Pokemon coming back. So now for the biggest grail in the video, Lugia from Neo Genesis. I have absolutely loved this card ever since I was a kid, and I've been chasing a first edition one forever. Finally, I was able to get it. I actually sold some modern cards to get this. So my collecting goal overall is to get all of the first edition holos eventually. I don't have any first edition base set stuff yet. That's kind of going to be the final boss for this collecting goal, but we will get there eventually. And speaking of goals, we've actually hit our first milestone in the Charizard giveaway. Now remember in a previous video I said for every milestone we hit on the way to that magic referral number that I'm looking for, I'm going to give away 10,000 box.gg gems. So if you want a chance to win 10,000 gems on box.gg, you'll need to leave a comment on this video, and I'll tell you a bit later what you need to put in that comment so that I know you want to enter the giveaway. Don't leave yet. So how are we doing towards that referral goal? Remember the goal was 2,750 unique referrals on box.gg using code DRANS cards. So we're at 2,569 referrals right now. That is a massive jump since I announced this in the first video. So that means there's 181 referrals left until we get to the Charizard giveaway. Now that sounds like an absolute ton of referrals left to go before the Charizard giveaway, but I can tell you with the way the channel works, we're probably going to hit that maybe even before Christmas. And that Charizard giveaway is 100% out of my pocket, not sponsored by box.gg. So if you want to use code DRANS cards to support the channel, it absolutely does help. But just know when the giveaway does come out, it's going to be no purchase necessary. You don't have to use my code, you don't have to buy anything to enter it. It'll be the same as the other giveaways, you know, leave a comment, follow some directions. That's how it'll work. And speaking of directions, I did promise you I'd give you directions on how to enter today's box.gg 10,000 gem giveaway. What you want to do is let me know what card you'd like to see in a future giveaway. Could be any card you've ever seen on the channel, and it may or may not pop up in a future card giveaway. Just let me know what you'd like to see in a future giveaway as far as card giveaways. The Charizard giveaway itself is kind of a test of that to see if it's feasible for me to do them again. But if it goes well, I do potentially want to do more card giveaways. So just follow those directions if you want a shot at winning 10,000 box.gg gems. You need to let me know in a comment. That counts as your entry. So folks, we're coming up on the end of today's fairly insane battles. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to like the video. It actually gives me a good boost in the algorithm. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos, and stay tuned for more big stuff in the future. I've got some really crazy videos coming out in the near future, including another Ford showcase. So stick around folks, and thanks for watching.